In this video, we're gonna cover estimates, credit notes, and progress invoicing. So let's start with estimates. Estimates, this is basically a document that customers can see before they issued an invoice, so they can agree for specific line items. And in here, we have the same information as we would have on the invoice. So it's information about the customer, status, so it can be accepted, invoiced, partially paid, so a lot of different options here. Line items, and also we can have discounts or tax. Let's check one with the tax and discount. So what I'm gonna do right now is to move it to accepted stage, and then I can issue invoice based on this estimate. So I will click on add invoice, and invoice has been created with the same information as estimate. So I have the same contact, the same line items, all of the discounts and taxes. What I'm gonna do right now is to issue credit note for this invoice. So this is full amount, but I will do credit note for $1,000 here. Now we recorded the credit note, and for the rest I will charge the actual credit card. So for this client I already have a credit card and on file, so they paid before, and I have an option to either use the same credit card that they had, or I can do offline payment. So offline payment is when we receive the check or cash or some other payment methods that we cannot use online. So for this case I will use credit card and I'll charge the customer. So it's still in pending, payment is processing. Alright, so it's paid, and we can see here now that there is no balance for this invoice. We have credited amount and paid amount, so we can see this here. So let's go back to the estimate and see what's going on there. So on the estimate, I believe it's this one. Now we have the same payments and credit notes applied to the estimate as well. Since we paid that, so there is no balance on estimate. So this is just when I have one invoice. Let's talk more about progress invoicing when I have multiple stages and multiple invoices. So let's pick this invoice, and I have a toggle here to have progress invoicing. When I do this, then I have an option to do multiple stages. So these stages are configurable. These stages are for example, roofing type of business, when they have multiple invoices. So first one is deposit, then roof complete, and then final invoice. And every time I click on this next stage invoice, I will progress through these stages, and it will create invoices for all of these stages. And not only that, it will automatically apply credit notes for previous invoices or for the future ones. So let's see how it works. So I have this estimate, and I'll do next stage from here. So we created a new invoice, and let's say now I pay this invoice with the same method I used before, credit card. Let's say it's paid. Then I'm going back to the original estimate. Okay, it's still pending. But let's say now I have, and as you can see here, current stage is deposit, and total amount was 2,300, and this is how much I paid. But now it's a running project, and I add another line item. I add something else, some additional service, and now I have additional balance. And let's say I progress to the next stage. So next stage would be roof complete. What we have here, so we transferred the original estimate line items from the original estimate, but now since we have first invoice paid, now we automatically created a credit note for the first amount. So now the only balance left is 1800. And here's the credit note that automatically applied because of the first invoice. What I'm gonna do is to save this, but I'm not gonna pay this invoice. I'm going back to estimate. So now it's roof complete and I have two invoices. So one of them, the first one, is paid. The second one still has the balance. What I'm gonna do now is add additional line item. Now let's say this one. And now I'm progressing to the next stage from here. So now what I have is I still have the credit note from the first paid invoice, but now I have a combination of all the line items and the total balance. If I'm going back to the estimate, as you can see, second invoice, so we had deposit, roof complete, final invoice, but total balance is 0. This is because we transferred that balance to the latest invoice. So with this progress billing, we have the latest invoice and we automatically apply credit notes when a new invoice has been issued. So in this case, your clients only have to pay for the one invoice. They don't have to choose between multiple ones, because since this is the same one kind of project, one job, they always have the same line items on the latest invoice. They have to pay only once. And if you progress through stages, we will apply credit notes automatically. And as you can see here, the name also represents what kind of invoice, what kind of stage we have. Deposit, roof complete, final invoice. And also we can see how much is total project, how much has been paid. So now I'm going to this invoice and I'm gonna pay it through credit card. Going back to estimate. Now payment applied, and this is my total amount and total paid. And let's see what we have. So in total we have 3 invoices. All of them are paid. And we can close this estimate now. So it's fully paid now. In the next version it will be automatically fully paid. So this is how progress invoicing works when you have a big project and you can have multiple invoices and you can transfer balance from one invoice to another automatically.